All right, let's talk about this. Google just dropped something that could seriously change the game for AI at work. It's called Gemini Enterprise. And in this explainer, we're going to break down exactly what it is and, why you should actually care.
And look, right away, Google's CEO Sundar Pichai gives us the perfect way to think about this. He calls it the new front door for AI in the workplace. And that's a big deal. He's not just talking about another app on your desktop. This is supposed to be a completely new entrance, a new way to get into everything your company knows and does.
Okay, so let's do it. Let's walk right through that front door and see what's on the other side. What is this thing, really?
Now, the first thing you gotta get is that we are miles beyond the simple chatbots you might mess around with online. This isn't for asking, what's the weather. The ambition here is way, way bigger. We're talking about rewiring how businesses actually operate.
So here are the nuts and bolts of it. Gemini Enterprise is what they're calling an AI-powered conversational platform. What does that even mean? Well, think about it like this. It pulls together all of a company's stuff, all the data, all the tools, even the people, into one single secure spot. The idea is to turn your entire company's brain into something you can just talk to.
So how do you actually use it? It really boils down to three main things. First, you can literally chat with your company's documents and data. Imagine asking your sales database, hey, who are our top 10 clients last quarter? Second, you can build your own little custom AI helpers, they call them agents, to do boring, repetitive stuff for you, like, hey, build an agent to make my weekly sales report every Friday. And third, and this is so important, it's all grounded in your company's info and what you specifically are working on, so the answers you get are actually useful.
Okay, that sounds awesome on paper, right? But what does it look like when the rubber meets the road? Let's check out how some really big companies are already using this to solve some pretty tough problems.
First, to really get the impact here, you have to understand the scale we're talking about. Google Cloud is a $50 billion a year business. That's huge. And what's fueling all that growth? You guessed it, AI. A whopping 65% of their cloud customers are already using AI tools. So this isn't some tiny little experiment on the side. This is a massive, mainstream shift that's happening right now. Okay, first up, let's look at HCA Healthcare. And this is a really serious use case. They're using a Gemini-powered tool to help with something incredibly important in a hospital. The patient handoff. When one nurse's shift ends and another one begins. Getting that information transfer perfect is, well, it's absolutely critical for patient safety. So what's the result? The AI is estimated to save nurses, get this, millions of hours every year. How? It just automates the first draft of that handoff report. The nurses, of course, they still check it, they make sure it's accurate, but it frees them up from all that paperwork to do what they're actually there to do, take care of patients. I mean, what a perfect example of using AI for good. All right, let's switch gears completely and talk retail. Over at Best Buy, they're using AI to attack a totally different problem. Customer service. They basically supercharge their support system to deal with all those common, kind of time-consuming questions.
And yeah, the numbers speak for themselves. The AI is now handling 30% of customer questions all on its own. Things like, can you price match this? Or when is my delivery coming? This is a win-win, right? Customers get answers way faster, and the human support team gets to focus their brainpower on the really tricky problems.
And it's not just their customers. Google is, of course, drinking their own Kool-Aid, and this stat is just wow. Today, almost half of all the new code written at Google is first generated by AI. An engineer still reviews it, of course, but think about that. It's an insane productivity boost for their own developers. It just means they can build new stuff so much faster.
So, what's the magic behind all this? What's the engine that's making Gemini Enterprise run? Let's pop the hood and take a look at the absolutely massive foundation Google has built to make this a reality.
Google likes to talk about their full stack approach. It sounds techy, but all it really means is that they're building everything from the ground up. We're talking from the actual silicon chips to the apps you tap on your phone. Let's do a super quick tour through these 4 layers. Layer 1, infrastructure. This is the raw hardware. Google makes its own custom chips, TPUs, and the newest ones are 10 times faster. That is the horsepower, the foundation for everything. Layer 2, research. And we're not just talking about coders in a basement. We're talking about pure fundamental science. Google's research teams have 2 Nobel Prize winners. They're the people behind things like AlphaFold, which completely changed our understanding of biology. This is just world-class brainpower.
Layer 3, the actual models, like Gemini itself. And the scale here is just staggering. Over 13 million developers are out there right now building new things on top of these models. That's not just a product, that's a whole ecosystem. And finally, layer 4, the platforms. You want a sense of scale? Google processes 1.3 quadrillion tokens every month. A token is just a little piece of a word. It is a number so big, our brains can't even really picture it. It's just mind-boggling. That's the scale they're operating at. All right, let's pull all these threads together. We've seen what this thing is, how it's being used, and the crazy tech that's powering it. So, what does it all mean? What's the big takeaway here for the future of how we work? And here it is. This is the most important thing to understand. Gemini Enterprise isn't just another tool in the toolbox. It is that front door we talked about. It's the key that lets any company, big or small, unlock all 4 of those powerful layers of Google's AI. It's about democratizing all that incredible power.
So we end up right back where we started, with that front door. If AI is really becoming the main entrance for every single business, it really makes you think, doesn't it? What new rooms are we all about to discover? What amazing things we are about to unlock?